Good evening, my friends. Welcome to another episode of the Blathering live, recorded live. You might be listening later. We don't care when you listen, or even where. We're just happy you're here. If I didn't say it already, the name that's sometimes on the bottom is Napzok. Right now, it's a QR code to support the show. Svetnik's here. Crafted Jedi's here. Addie's here. Michael McCarcel was here. It's date night. He'll catch the replay. So when he's watching that replay, let's all say, hello, Detective McCarcel, and we hope you had a good date night. Coop's here, popping in to say hello. I like that. And we're watching a very bad movie, and I'm thankful for the brief distraction. Okay, but what's the bad movie, Coop? Cooper, we can't let you go until you say, we're watching Dune 2. I'm kidding. That's a great movie. I haven't seen it. I want to know. 8984M is here as well. I'm having a bad life. Oh, Coop says it's Hellboy the Crooked Man. Why am I got indigestion tonight? I'm dying slowly. Whew. Coop says it's Hellboy the Crooked Man. I didn't know that was bad. Is it a sequel? Is it legacy sequel reboot? Like what's going on over there? Coop, go watch your movie and come back and let us know. David Mackay's here. Producer Steve's here. You can watch the clip out. Most of you are hanging here with me now. Watch the live show regularly, which I really appreciate. So you probably saw the show last week where producer Steve, on Thursday, I should say, earlier this week, where producer Steve dropped a heartfelt, thoughtful essay on empathy being one of our keys to survival, and refuting Elon Musk's take on empathy as weakness, and also the idea that empathy is a sin. That a lot of folks are saying now, too. Not sure if that's in the Bible. We'll find that out. Check that out. Even if you watch the show live, go and just kind of let that run. Give it a like. Leave a comment. There you go. Jared the Tide Pilot's here. David Mackay. I did see your message late this morning. I slept in today. Had yesterday. I'll explain a little bit without going too many details. Yesterday was a roller coaster of a day emotionally, and so I slept in today. And I got your blue sky probably well after the rugby contest was finished. But I appreciate, David, you suggested to Steve and I we watch some rugby after you suggested rugby as a sports day. So we'll get there. God, you hear that fan? I have a couple anyone out there PC experts? And can you fly to Burbank on your own dime? Not only this fan, this laptop's getting old. My PC, which is the old GPA PC, just restarts. You're going along. You want to know one of the reasons why I can't stream games now, other than I kind of don't want to? I can't. That's my gaming streaming platform. You'll just be rolling along. All of a sudden, the computer just was like, yeah, let's restart. And then it comes back up and works fine for about 10 minutes. And then it just restarts. I unplugged some stuff. I thought it was a monitor switcher I had. I thought it was my Elgato video capture device into my PlayStation 5. I don't know. Anyways, David says he should have stayed in bed. We all should have stayed in bed. Good dusting. I did do some dusting. I need to crack this open, though. I'm afraid to crack open this laptop. So, Jared, if you can get on a plane from Boston tonight and maybe get here in the morning, I'll give you the address in an encrypted DM, but I just don't know. Power supply fault? Yeah, it's frustrating because I need to use that for voiceover. It's a whole thing. I want to have some fun tonight. We got some calls already queued up. If you want to call on the show, become a channel member, or you can become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/catnapzok. You can get some stuff over there. Or you can just support. If I ever get back up on a stand-up stage, which is in doubt right now with the way some clubs are not responding to me this week. It's been frustrating. Updated Amazon wish list sounds like I need. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Maybe I need a new this gaming laptop's run its course. Anyways, where was I going? I just want to have some fun tonight. So call into the show. We are going to talk about one lie I saw from Elon just yesterday. I other than the struggle that all of us are going through with the world, other than the struggle that I'm going through my life, we're trying to find employment that works for me, employment that will cover my bills, while also keeping some of the stuff I do alive. Like, there's a lot of that shit still rattling around my brain. Not what was getting me. I just had there's a potential kind of family illness thing going on, and it's maybe not as bad as it sounds or more normal than it would seem, but we will know more Monday. That kind of happened late Thursday before the live show. And then yesterday, I will say, we took our wonderful dog, Franny, into the vet for a checkup. She's been having this issue. She's just she pees, she bedwets. But it's normal. She's normal every other time. But she just, when she relaxes, she seems to just, now's my chance to potty. A lot of possible solutions. Anyways, cutting the story short, we did an ultrasound. We dropped her off pretty normal. It's always traumatic when you drop Franny off at a vet. But the call came back. This is around the time I was on air at any time yesterday. The call came back. If you watch Arrested Development, remember that doctor, the running gag they had with the doctor who just delivered news poorly, and or maybe Dr. Leo Spachemin from 30 Rock, the vet tech that called back said, some words when strung together really made it seem that we were saying goodbye to our dog yesterday or soon. And that hits hard, and especially when it's like, you're like, well, wait a minute, they were healthy this morning. What's going on? So tears, frustration, terror, and then they said, "Come, why don't you come on down?" And we get down there, and it was get to the end here. I'm trying to speed up my stories on this show. It's okay. She's down one kidney, essentially. Normal. Everything else is good. She's actually got such a good heart. The doctor's like, I'm going to use video of her heart to show that Chihuahuas actually can have perfectly healthy hearts, because normally they don't. So the doctor, the report is, yeah, this isn't great, but it's not bad, and now we know, and we can manage it, and the right food, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. But the problem was tears in our eyes, or, eyes red, faces puffy. We're waiting there. You wait in the waiting room. And then the doctor, we love our doctor, our vet, does the, like, why don't you come in this room? And you're like, oh my God, this is going to happen. And then she just starts saying, like, normal stuff, like, how's the weather? And, oh my God, Franny has done so good today. She didn't get upset with anyone. We're just kind of like, could you tell us the bad news? And finally she's like, oh yeah, no, it's okay. So anyways, up, down, and then with everything else going on, I just have crashed. I've just crashed, and I share that in honesty on a show that's supposed to be silly, and it's a hangout show here. But my brand over the last 13 years. If I'm struggling with it, I want to talk about it and own it and share it and kind of jump in the pool with all of you. So specific issues related to the dog and the costs, and I'm gonna have to go get 6 jobs, I think, just to live. Who doesn't have that going on right now? I got a friend who's got a great job, and he's had to pick up a part-time job. That's just where we're in. So no tears for me, but it's just overwhelming. So long story short, that's why I didn't watch rugby this morning. I slept till way too late, but it felt good. You hit that pillow, and all of your problems go away. For 6 to 8 hours, all your problems go away. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and I just want to have some fun tonight. But before we get into that, and we want to take calls, and yeah, appreciate Addie, great comment here. Your honesty and your struggles helps me realize it's not roses for everyone else when I'm struggling. Yeah, it's so funny too. Like, I have at least 3 or 4 people around me who are close enough friends and work friends and people I've known over the years. Friends. I don't know why we sometimes feel the need to qualify. They're friends. They're good friends that I value. And we're all in this jobless spot. And we're all, out there delivering food or taking a job here or thinking about, where all the mistakes that led us here. It does help. It does help. The keeping up a brave face is okay, but not talking about it and not going through it with other people, it does help. So I never want to use this show just as therapy. I wish this was just a purely comical, entertaining podcast where, it went viral because we talked about cow farts or something, but this is not me. It's not me. Never been me. This is a lifestyle show that goes where it needs to go. So that's where my life is right now. So we're going to get some calls coming in here tonight. I did want to go over one Elon lie. On Saturdays, I wanted to start this thing called One Musk Lie. And then I think I just couldn't, was off air for 1 week, right? And I was like, crap, I was kind of out of it today. I was like, I forgot to look up a lie. It doesn't take you that long to find a lie and find a recent lie. Just type in Elon Musk lies on your favorite search engine, and you'll find one. And the recent one is in a post on X, formerly and currently known as Twitter, to those that matter. He said that Starlink is not allowed to operate in South Africa because I'm not black. He says that. He puts that out in the world. Not only is that wrong, it also hides one of the reasons it's important to know that he's not in there. I'm just straight reading from this article here from, where is this? IOL. So I don't even know what that is, but I found it. In actuality, Musk Starlink plans to expand into South Africa have been halted as the business withdrew from regulatory hearings held by the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa. This according to TechPoint. That organization recently organized these hearings to get industry feedback on its proposed South African satellite services licensing system. Setting up a registration procedure is an important goal for multinational satellite operators that want to offer services directly or through partnerships with approved local suppliers. Regulatory. Starlink had one of their, not Starlink, SpaceX. God, man, that guy loves X, the letter X. SpaceX, of course, blew up over the Bahamas. A lot of you probably saw the stuff raining down from the sky. FAA had to they had to, FAA had to route planes around and everything, and it just brings up the idea of like, of course, FAA is going to once again, go in to investigate SpaceX, and so what's the best way to stop that? To get rid of them and install your own people. It's just blatant, and we all know. And if you're watching me and you hung with me by this point through all the last year to 5 years, you're with me on these ideas. It's stunning. Doesn't take much to find a lie. They don't pay me to check the sources. David says, do you see Eli was blaming Herbert Sandler for the Tesla takedown protest? Sandler died in 2019. Yeah, right? Like, and it just goes out there. It just goes out there to the point where the president in a joint address to Congress can just say the lie of people 300 years old, 150 years old are getting Social Security checks. We've all known that's been debunked. But then we go back to the debate, and they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Blatantly untrue as we know, taken as fact at that point. It's scary. It's scary. So anyways, I just want to highlight that. I wanted to highlight that as we do that every Saturday. One Musk lie. We'll get Brandon Hanna back on the show too. He's been busy on Saturdays. We're going to get him back on to talk maybe more about the SpaceX stuff here. So there you go. UW fan Jim says, "Skin, you're the best." UW fan Jim, you're the best, and then UW second best. Okay, that's the order. Let's do our thing here. I just want to take some calls. Okay, that's what's on the sheet tonight. I did say, check my shop, kednapzok.com, go to the shop tab. And if you want to, most of you who are here have already picked up a copy of my book. Don't worry about that. But I am selling still some Funko Pops. I have a lot of Black Series that aren't listed. Yes, I'm selling things to both clean up space, maybe cover some bills, all those kind of glamorous things. But it's been fun. I've been selling some, and it's been fun to send them to good homes. Not like they're pets, but to send Black Series figures that I've searched for years and finally found, and they're just sitting in storage. And now they're going to homes that are displaying these things, and it makes me feel good, but also helps me out a little bit. But anyways, yeah, check it out. I say that because I've threatened before, but I will have to shut down the shop this week. Probably by Wednesday, before the next payment, because of the giant jump in prices to run that shop. So that's just kind of hard truth. Quick question from Osvetnik. Gaga's on SNL tonight. Am I excited? Yeah, I won't be around to watch it, maybe, but I'm looking forward to the clips and the highlights and just seeing it. We're in an age, too, where, if you miss it, you're most likely going to watch it on YouTube anyways, which is maybe a problem for traditional entertainment, but I'm part of the problem then because, but I'm excited. As Saturday Night Live, especially, I think it was circa 2013 when she was on there, was when I first started to see her as more than just the pop culture phenomenon, girl in a meat dress kind of bull roar that she got pigeonholed into. And again, the meat dress is quite a wonderful artistic statement, too, on the whole process. But it was a performance, I think it was Edge of Glory, she did at a piano. It's like a piano version of Edge of Glory. And I just remember thinking I can no longer deny that I like this, enjoy her work, and that I had been wrong. But it took a couple more years until that doc came out. So I am absolutely looking forward to that. All right, let's start here with our man, Jared the TIE Pilot. I want to bring him on also. Congratulate him. Jared, how are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad, Ken. How are we on this nice little cool Saturday night?
We're going to be okay. But I'm congratulating you because not only have you got me talking about Game of Thrones again on the internet, you got Casually Talk to release a video. So I used the clip out from Thursday, just uploaded it today, just to kick the tires on the old Casually Talk. So congratulations.
Thank you. I actually did watch that, and I just didn't notice that it was on that channel. I just figured it was on the Ken channel.
I have been doing that, and I enjoy the clip outs. And you guys, by the way, all of you, Addie and Steve and 8984M and all, Chris King, all the regular callers, I wish I had the time to clip out everything and to also clip it out into TikTok. I just wish I had time. I wish I had 12 hands. But I'm so thankful for all of you doing all that and really it's been fun to just chat over things like that as well as the state of the world. 60 Seconds of Science is I think Rich Rodriguez posted Blue Sky. It's fast becoming his favorite segment on the show. The sports with Steve, the things. And then you Boston fuck, coming in here and talking Game of Thrones. So thank you, sir.
Of course. I mean, the world is fucked enough. Let's go to an even more fucked world to learn lessons.
Indeed it is. But what's on your mind tonight? I'm open to anything. Go where you want to go today.
Oh, just we're gonna go simple with it. Out of the three, because Hot D gave us two. Out of the three opening sequences, the the compass map, what was it? The blood trails in Old Valyria, and then the tapestry in season 2.
Oh.
Which one's the who's your top dog?
It's hard not to say the original GOT, right? I mean. And I got to go season 8, it got better and bigger, right? Didn't it? Yeah. Am I dreaming?
No, yes and no, because by season 8, you were only in 2 locations. So they had it build up. So they had that big shot going down the spiral staircase with the red key.
Yes. Yeah. It was like inside the castle. Yes.
Yeah.
I did like that. But the second season of House of Dragon, their intro, I liked it. I remember, I think it was like the second or third one, Grace yelled, "What's this bullshit?" So it didn't play well in our house. But I did like the blood ones. And I ended up liking the music being the same. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. It's Star Warsy. I got to tell you, though, it is not only the original show, the original version, but specifically, I'll break it down into season 3. Season 3 opens and Winterfell is burning. And down, right? Like it's not on the map. And one of the rare times I watched Game of Thrones with people. I had a bunch of my friends over, and we all did like this big giant whoa, like just amazing. And that one just sticks out. That showed the power of that intro and why it could work. So I like that one.
I'm gonna add on to that one because the next season when they rebuilt Winterfell. And instead of a Stark flag going up, it was the flayed man Bolton. And I was like, that hurts more. I don't know why that one hurts more.
It absolutely hurt. It absolutely hurt. And such a great idea for I always joke if a book has a map in front of it, I'm probably going to give it some attention, even if I don't read it all the way or anything like that. But what a perfect way to establish that show, and it's timeless and iconic for a reason. Great work on that.
Yeah, no, and I definitely got to agree. I always loved the original more, and for a funny reason in that I'm kind of a simpleton at stuff like that sometimes, where the compass map made sense to me. All right, these are our locations for this season. I enjoy this.
Right.
The blood one confused the hell out of me until I watched an explainer video. Oh, these are all symbols for the kids and the family. I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, that one. The tapestry was better. I did like the tapestry.
You like the tapestry? Yeah, I guess I should go back and rewatch the tapestry. It was lore heavy. The House of Dragon season 1 intro was definitely lore heavy, which I think is great for that. It speaks to some of the minds behind the show, but like HBO and the whole team, and it's fast. The whole tale of them coming up with that is fascinating. But they knew what they had to do. Because remember, what were the big complaints in season 1 or after season 1 by people who liked it? But there's like, I can't remember the names, and it's harder, and the places are harder. And they tried. They put the King's Landing up for the first time, Westeros' capital. But I think that intro took care of a lot of it. It was great.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and I mean it's Game of Thrones. You're gonna have fun with the names because it just too many Eggins.
I've not I understood. I never wanted to poke too hard on people back then, 2011. Like the names are so hard. Pay attention. Maybe it's not so much, but at the same time, yes,
a
lot of the same. Especially when they would be talking about the histories, and you're like, wait, no, who now? What now? I don't know the histories.
Yeah, because now you can't put a face to that name. But I mean, I also grew up reading Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion, so I'm just like, don't worry, I haven't understood names in 40 years.
I live in a wonderful, blissful ignorance when it comes to Lord of the Rings. I really do, because I'm obviously movies first. Even with, I will admit, one of the reasons maybe I kind of was less interested in reviewing Rings of Power on Casterly Talk and letting Alden and the team do it was I could never go as deep. I'd just be like, the two towers. What's the name of the two towers? 1 and 2. I don't know. I don't know.
The best part about that question is there's still debate on which two towers was actually meant.
Yeah, and I just like So, anyways, I'm like, I think
JMB.
Nerd Silmarillion. I can't even say it. Silmarillion. Like, it's too many syllables for this dumb mouth.
Trust me.
Anyways, good stuff. Tower 1 and Tower 2 it is.
Definitely. All right, Ken, I'll let you go. We'll get all the other goodness. I'm looking forward to Steve's segment tonight.
If sometimes Steve takes Saturdays off, we'll see what he's got going on. See if he has anything. But Jared, thank you for calling in, my friend.
Always, brother. Stay safe.
Tully says being an LOTR person warps your brain on a deep level. I can agree with that, and I have been a little snarky towards Tolkien lore heads. I respect it and respect that because it's hard because I can't do it. But to the movies and the shows, I get some of the complaints. We talked about the Bombadil one last time out with Jared, but sometimes I'm just like, this ain't the books. Stop it. Just stop it. It can annoy me. Not saying it's annoying, but it can annoy me. And I think it, and I have people in my life who are like this. Like, to be clear, this isn't a general complaint to anyone out on the internet. Like, I have people in my life who I'll be at parties and they're just kind of talking about this. And I'm just like, I want to just kind of grab them and be like, just enjoy the show. Just enjoy the show. But I get it. All right. If they ever go back to doing a Hitchhiker's Guide, like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy TV show, I probably have some opinions. But I still believe Douglas Adams was right, that anytime Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is told in a new form or a new way, it should be different. And that's something he believed in as well. All right, let's keep the show going here tonight. That was 89. We're going to take a call from Addie, but this question makes me laugh. 8984M. That was me when I was talking Oppenheimer with a bunch of physics majors. That's funny. That's a sketch almost. Not a skit. That's a sketch. All right. Welcome to the show now. One of our favorites, of course, the professor of smart things, our resident professor of smart things, Dr. Addie. How are you?
I'm up, Ken. That's about it.
Okay. I wasn't even up for most of the day, and yesterday was a cry. So I feel you. But you're here. I've got fruit juice in a cup. We're going to have a good time.
I was too up today. I woke up with a migraine at like 2 a.m. So it's just been a fun day.
Are you a migraine sufferer?
I am a migraine sufferer.
You're a migrainer. Okay.
And stress is one of my triggers, so it's just a lot of fun.
It's just I can't say I am, so I won't say I have two. Well, we all get some headaches. I just get one particular one that usually is tied to like dehydration or something like that, and I feel it starting, and it's usually the next day that hits, and I'm just like, there's that day of waiting for the horror to arrive. So I feel for you. I wish we could offer an immediate solution.
Drugs eventually work.
Eventually, we all get there. Wrist shot JB8 wants me to see Mickey 17. Okay, I hear good things. I hear good things. All right, Addie, I'm not going to distract from your time here anymore. What's on your mind? How can we help you? What's the question? And thanks for 60 seconds of science.
I had no plan tonight when I called in.
Same.
I wanted to wish you and the rest of the audience a happy International Women's Day.
Yeah. Wait, was that today or yesterday?
It's today, March 8th.
Man, yesterday was a wash for me. I swore it was yesterday because I saw people posting about it on LinkedIn, but I guess it was today. All right.
Maybe because maybe those people weren't working on Saturday.
Maybe that was it. Yes, happy International Women's Day. We don't get those days or months much more. They're being removed from Google calendars, so we're going to forget them all. So we need to celebrate them while we know and never forget. We'll try to never forget this day.
Exactly.
How do you celebrate?
Well, I didn't remember until I saw a bunch of posts on social media. So there was that piece. And then, for me, every day is International Women's Day. So we just kind of roll with it. Which
is probably part of your daily existence, too. Just having to roll with all the things in the world. Mm-hmm. Do you have, whether it be in science, family, pop culture, growing up, do you have, or even to now, because we're all still growing up, do you have some women that you look up to in particular?
Yes, I have both real and fictional women that I look up to.
Same, yeah.
So I have a number of real, mostly like teachers and mentors and whatnot, as well as women that I've never met who I admire. In the real women that I've never met who I admire, one of my recent favorites is an astronaut by the name of Kelly. I'm going to butcher her last name, Girardi. Okay. She's actually going to be part of the first all-female space crew that's going up in 2026. But she's also been very open about her journey dealing with secondary infertility and pregnancy loss. So it's just been it's interesting to follow her on social media.
Kelly Girardi, yeah, with an IE. If anyone's out there who's not familiar and looking up, okay, that's great. Love that.
And then more famous women, Emma Watson, Natalie Portman. Just strong women who stand for a lot of good things in the world.
Those two names alone that made me think of that's kind of where you're heading. That of talented and successful in their fields, but not letting that stop them from using their position, their place, and their privilege to really speak out, as has been their way for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the fictional characters that they've portrayed also bear a great place in my heart, as one of which you are well aware of, Ken.
Well, yeah. Usually your Padme questions in the Force Center are some of the best that we get overall. So, did Padme? Did it hit early? Was Padme as a character one that grabbed you early on?
Oh yes, in part because I am a prequel trilogy kid.
Yeah.
I actually won tickets on the radio to see an early screening of Attack of the Clones in 2002.
Yes, you did.
I called in over breakfast. My brother and I were home. My parents were out of town. I was cooking both of us breakfast, and I called into the radio station at like 7:00 in the morning and won us tickets for that night, which my brother had to go downtown and pick up because I had to go to school. Like it was.
Oh yeah, you got to go to the station.
A whole thing. And he and I went, and I loved it, and he hated it because my brother is 6 years older than I am. So he.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was 19, so he was exactly the wrong age for Attack of the Clones when it came out.
Yeah.
Whereas I was 13, and I was exactly the right age for Attack of the Clones when it came out.
You'd seen Phantom Menace, obviously.
I had seen Phantom Menace, but this was the first Star Wars I saw in a movie theater.
Nice. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it is my. I get a lot of flack for this. It is my favorite Star Wars movie. And I think it's in part because it was the first movie I saw, Star Wars movie I saw in a movie theater. It's sort of like how, your first SNL cast is your cast. Your first, if you're a Doctor Who fan, your first Doctor is your Doctor. Like that's my Star Wars movie.
Totally.
But Padme definitely hit early. Just in part because I think when I saw I had seen the original trilogy, obviously. My dad bought the special editions on VHS tape. Sure. I can remember them coming from QVC.
Yes. Not Columbia House, QVC. Not 19 CDs for 2 cents.
And we actually just found them in a basement clean out.
Ooh. Okay.
We still had them.
Could be valuable.
I never really connected with Leia. She's fantastic, but it just not to turn this into a Star Wars episode. Like there was something about Padme that just hit with me. And it was in part the same as it was the Lord of the Rings effect. I think I've told you before, like when I watched The Lord of the Rings, my favorite character was Arwen because I tended to pick like the ones I identified and could literally see myself in. And I found Eowyn annoying. So she was moving in on Aragorn. That's not her thing.
You chose a side. I got it. You chose a side, and she was on the wrong side.
I was also a Twilight fan. Like you got to pick your team.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
I am of a generation, Ken.
No, it's
But Padme, like. And my love of Padme over the years has only grown as I have come to understand her as a character and as a woman, and some of the fights that she had to fight, and also some of the additional storytelling we've gotten with her between the Clone Wars and the fantastic E.K. Johnston novels.
I love those.
And just like I understand where she came from. I understand why she had to make some of the choices that she made, but I also really admire the fact that like she was willing to stand for her principles and fight the good fight without sacrificing the things that she wanted personally.
Yeah.
Which was falling in love with Anakin and having a family with Anakin, as doomed as that was. I think sometimes I'm going to write an essay for Force Center called Love is the Death of Duty, the Padme Amidala story.
Love this.
So I'm just going to connect GOT and Star Wars.
All of it together. No, I love it. I love hearing your perspective on them. And Padme, the love of the character has, I think, only grown over the years, especially as there's been some greater, wider appreciation for what she goes through, the Kiadi Mundi of it all, the Mace Windu of it all.
Oh, that
You know.
particular line, it just gets worse
Mhm.
with time and
Mhm.
with like my perspective and the things I've gone like. It hits worse every single time I watch that movie because it's just like,
Kiadi.
please just tell her. Like, I do, like I've said on Force Center, though, I'm waiting for her to get name checked in any way, shape, or form in current storytelling. I'm reading Reign of Empire. I kind of am hoping someone's going to bring her up there, since she was one of the, birthers of the rebellion.
Yeah, the Delegation
that
2000.
No one talks about.
Yeah, I'm pretty deep into the book, and if there's a reference, it's early and probably through Bale or Mon's eyes, and I can't even recall it right now. Though that's my retention on some of my reading is never high when I'm busy. But yeah, no, that's been a frustration.
Chapter 5, so
yeah.
I'm waiting.
I think it may happen. I've been reading it like about a chapter every 4 days. But no, hey, look, I as always, not want to turn this into a Star Wars podcast, but happy you did, because I think it also speaks to the importance of not just the general conversation and important conversation about representation in media, but highlighting the ones that did get through the gates growing up for different generations. And Padme, man, Padme, you run into a Padme fan at convention, they're all in for every good reason, and I love celebrating that character.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah,
898 for him is Sharon. My international women shout outs. Jin, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Ada Lovelace, Harriet Tubman, Marie Curie, of course, and Sojourner Truth. Great list. Love that. Absolutely. So,
Love that, Brady. As far as historic people who are dead now, Queen Elizabeth II, also very high on my list.
Okay.
She did a lot. Like, anyway, I'm a big British royal family fan.
It's I love that. Do you have any tapestries? No, I can respect that. I respect that. No, lovely. Thanks for coming and sharing that, and it's a good reminder of the importance of it, of not just celebrating those in our life, but celebrating those out there in media and culture and all those good things. So cool. Love that. Anyone else out there have your list? I'll highlight that. But anything else on your mind, Addie, before we all go try to deal with life?
Just real quick, you said we have a 60 Seconds of Science fan. Like, not to make it about me, but that's pretty cool.
No, let's make it about you. I think it was our buddy Rich, who's often in chat here, and actually picked up a copy of my comedy album on Friday. Thanks for that. Yeah. It's in my. There it is. No, wait. Sorry, I'm scrolling down. He said it. I know he said it. I saw it. So awesome. Yeah. We're reaching people. We're doing what we need to do with the sides. It's spreading the good word. So appreciate that.
I'm trying.
Perfect. Addie, thank you for calling in. That's all we can do is try. Be up and trying. And then crying.
Up and trying. Ooh, that's a good one. And when it's not up and not crying, I think I'm just going to go with up and trying. That's a good alternative.
Today I'm up and trying.
Up and trying. Mm-hmm.
Today's one of those days where I'm like, what time is it? I'll be in bed soon, and then all will be good. So yes.
Oh, I don't know if you saw earlier. I need to go back and watch the clip out of producer Steve, because I fell asleep on Thursday while he was talking about rugby. And that is not a comment on rugby or producer Steve. That is a comment on my sleep schedule recently and my work schedule recently. But he turned on that soft jazz music and started talking about rugby. And that was the end of the show for me. I woke up and some John Oliver YouTube video was playing.
Oh, love that. I love that my algorithm
playing.
It's in there. Perfect. Well, yeah, Steve putting people to sleep in good ways. That's good. We'll put that on Steve's resume. Beautiful. Yep. It was the sax as Vetnik. It was very soothing. Addie, thank you for calling in, and we'll see you soon for more, not only calls, but 60 Seconds of Science.
Yes, sir, we will. I'll try to get some good ones this week.
Let's do it. Let's find some hope. Dr. Addy, everybody. Dr. Addy, our resident professor of smart things. We really appreciate that. And I'm very, very happy she made that call. I think I've been on one of those I'm a day ahead kind of vibes where I know yesterday in the vet, there was a lot going on with the vet, but I signed it the 8th, but it was the 7th. And you're just like, no, I saw on the calendar today's the 8th. So there you go. And then when you're running out of time in the month, where like each day that goes by, you're like, well, that's a job I don't have. Okay, the dates kind of get messed up. There we go. Thank you, Addy, for calling in. Jared calling in. If you want to call in the show, you know how to do it. Become a channel member here, or you can support on Patreon at patreon.com/Ken Napzok. Oh crap! I gotta get the Pop Rockin' Radios up for tonight. New episode of Pop Rockin' Radio. There you go. I want to shout out our buddy UWF fan Jim. Keep up the great work. I said Twilight Company is a good book. I believe you, Anna. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen before DS9 or Wicked. I'm gonna get a copy of that Alexander Free book, which was his first entry into the Star Wars world. I do believe, at least in the canon times. And take that in. I love everything he's done. Alphabet Squadron, I do love. It was a little bit of a thick read at times. Love and Reign of the Empire. Just read it. Read a chapter about 20 minutes before we talked together here on the show here tonight. So if you want to call in, please call in. Jamie checking in here, talking some Force Center. A bit off topic, but can we have a databank brawl between Grogu and Neil? That would be beautiful. Maybe we'll make that a special. Maybe that'll be a big Force Center goal. Maybe that'll be a big Force Center goal, which I should check. I hate to do work on air. I should go into the YouTube app for Force Center. We got a little bit of attacking today. We got attacked a little bit. It was so funny and silly and pointless. Some channel who I have since blocked from seeing Force Center videos. He did a hate video. I guess it's at least his second hate video on Force Center. And I woke up today when I did wake up finally, and there was a ton of comments on our Kathleen Kennedy episode, and that was all the typical stuff. The best one was someone was like, yeah, more like Shill Center. Like, whoa, woo. Good shot, Jensen. You really took us down. It was so all those people are blocked in God and no need to engage. It's I think one negative comment is harder to deal with than like 20 to 30 at a time. Like it's just by that point they're all saying the same things and it's silly. But yeah, sick bird indeed. Got him. Yeah, it was a fun day. And yeah, this cloud that made the video. That's all he does. He just literally goes around making videos of this person, this shield defended Acolyte, this shield defended MCU, this he went after Heroes Reforged lately and everything, and it's just it's as sad as you'd think it would be, but it's also just silly. It's also weird. It's weird behavior. Let's bring in Governor Tim Walz's words again. It's weird behavior. It's financially successful, but that still makes you very, very, very weird. So that was that. There we go. Yeah, how do the haters have nothing better to do? It is, and it's just blind hate. And Vermont Mike brings up a good point. He wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for shill creators. It's and just again the fact that in 2025, that you would even for a legitimate second think that we're Force Center, anyone is taking money for positive reviews. I'm not talking about press trips if you're part of the press. I'm not talking about press screenings. I'm not talking about that. But if you think checks are showing up, sincerely think that's happening in 2025. I really not have anything for you. It's beyond silly. But anyways, sculb the haters. Yeah, so there you go. So there we go. Let's I got Brett and Mark calling in next. Alan Smith says, I got called soy boy by someone on Twitter. The post was about the new Running Man movie. Oh, love that. Yes, love that. Yeah, I love this. JB says the term soy boy is so weird to me because as an Asian American, tons of people eat tofu and other soy products. As a matter of fact, kind of like how white people eat Wonder Bread all the time. Yeah, we all should have some more soy in our diet there. All right, let's bring to the show our good buddy Brennan Mystical Mar. Brennan,
soy boy Brennan.
Soy boy Brennan is here.
Yes.
How you doing, my friend? How you doing?
Well, good. Amen to everything Addie said.
Addie's always on it, isn't it? She's on point.
AON might be fighting words.
No,
we won't go there.
What's on your mind, buddy? What's on your mind?
Well, I mean, since Addie sort of turned it into Star Wars talk.
Yeah.
It is interesting to me, sort of the generations of people who get into Star Wars. Like Addie said she was just the right age to see Attack of the Clones.
Right.
I think that sometimes there's a generational divide.
Totally.
Where it's like some people are like, well, I guess looking at Addie's comment, that makes sense. She was 13 and didn't like that AON is making a move on her.
Well, exactly.
But it's an interesting examination of sort of generations where all those grumpy Gen Xers that saw the prequels.
Same, yeah. I'm one of them.
Yelling and screaming and
yeah.
And then you got all these like younger folks who are like, hey,
yeah,
that's my Star Wars. That's what I grew up with.
It's just simple. That's why I love what Steve said the other night about the empathy. Empathy and understanding and just taking a moment to get outside of yourself is something that is valuable across so many boards, including pop culture. I get it. I was there in '99. I didn't immediately take to it.
I do remember some of your thoughts about the prequel.
Yeah, they've changed over the years, but that's because of the will and desire to protect every other person's perspective on Star Wars, who engages with, who loves it. You know what I mean? Who loves it?
Yeah,
it's just silly not to. But I get it because I for a while, Brennan, new music. I don't know what the hell is this crap? These kids. It's so easy to go down that. And it doesn't mean you have to like it. Yeah, it's better in my day. It does not mean you have to like it. This isn't about you have to like Olivia Rodrigo or Sabrina Carpenter. It isn't about that. It just means that this isn't your fight, man. This isn't your fight. Let it go. Go listen to Shania Twain. Whatever you want to do, just go back to it. Go back to it.
Interesting to me that on that desk when he was at Star Wars Celebration, was saying that George told him the kids are going to appreciate this character.
George was right, and right. I feel I get sick of the caveats, but I also don't get sick of the caveats because it speaks to what I said. I always want to say, I still to this day don't think everything of the prequels is perfect.
Agree.
I don't think everything of the sequel trilogy is perfect. I don't. I just don't want to engage with.
Addie should not want to fight you.
But she understands. But I'm there for it. You know what I mean? I'm there for it. But it's there for all the other things too. Like again, do I love every Taylor Swift song? No, but I definitely appreciate and respect the people that love her and what she has done and her place in culture. And it's just simple, and it's simple empathy and understanding, and also just. Like I've said, you got me started, Brennan. You got me started. But this is what I've said. One of the things about digital media and turning it all into sport talk radio, and I say that as a sports fan, is it's just perverted our ability to let things go, man. To just let things go that aren't for you. In a way, in a general sense. And there's specific things, and if we're having a discussion, there's people in my brain and my list, and I'm like, I like some of the stuff that they say about. Say Star Wars things that I love and they don't. I'd love to come to the table and talk to them about that. But in a general sense, we in pop culture, because of social media, digital media, we just can't let things go. It's frustrating.
I mean, we look at Addie's comment, and I agree that some of the writing is not very good.
Yeah, it has its moments.
It's not. I mean, we could go on and on about how much we hate it, which. I certainly did, and I know a lot of people my age did.
Yeah.
But now I kind of look at it and go, well, I still don't think it's great writing, but the
It's an artistic
ideas
choice.
behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, once you kind of thought that's like, for example,
Mm-hmm.
in one of the scenes that we all made fun of,
Yeah.
which is Anakin saying, "I killed them all," you know, and you know that whole.
I love
scene.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If we stop complaining for a minute, the music playing behind that is the Emperor's theme,
Yes, absolutely.
which leads me to theorize the Emperor had something to do with planning
Mm.
Anakin's mother's death.
Mm. Mm.
And the thing is, if we were all standing around and saying, "Oh my gosh, look at that terrible line delivery,"
Mm.
we wouldn't see the bigger picture.
Yeah. Got to pay attention to the bigger
And
picture.
I have to admit, I have to confess,
Confess. Confess, my son. Confess.
the Marr family used to make a clone movie every summer.
You got. Oh, okay. Hold on. You're burying the lead here. You all would make a movie every summer with full
Yes.
feature length. How long is this movie?
You know, a half hour.
Okay, that's some work. That's some effort. That's some work.
And we would do all these, they would be like various videos all put together.
Okay.
And one of them, and I have to admit this, was we did the Bridge of Khazad-dûm from Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Except it was Gandalf saying to Anakin Skywalker, "You cannot act."
Oh, okay. Okay,
And
sir.
I look back at that and I go, "Oh,
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
oh."
we all have those things. We all have those things.
I look back at it and I'm like, "Oh, that's embarrassing." Because,
Yeah, it's
well, particularly with the Hayden-essence, as I call it.
the Hayden-essence is great.
I mean, he comes back and he's amazing in Ahsoka and Obi-Wan.
He's great in both series. I love his
think
work.
It's one of those things where your perspective changes. But
You
I'm
just-
very glad for the younger folks
Yeah,
who are younger than me,
yeah.
who now are adults and are like, "Hey, that's my Star Wars." And
It's
I appreciate their point of view because it's helped me rethink some of what I was thinking.
absolutely when you see things in it.
Yoda, you must unlearn what you've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see things in a different way through someone else's eyes, does not mean you're going to go on the journey with them. Does not mean everything that you thought about it goes away. Just it leads to a deeper understanding, a better understanding. And Clone Wars I loved Clone Wars early on, but I didn't spend a lot of time with it. And I remember running into someone early 2013, 14. It was like, oh, Clone Wars, because they were younger at the time. They were like early 20s, so 8 years prior or whatever. They were like, oh, yeah, Clone Wars was my first Star Wars. And I had never thought of that. I never thought that possible at that time, which is silly. But that was an important learning moment for me. Yeah.
We get so convinced that we're right and they're wrong.
Must have been the right place.
And,
Absolutely.
Also,
Well,
I just think that I know you'll like this, but I think that people who didn't understand Dexter Jetster, it's like no. Thankfully, people like Ken do understand.
yeah, it's I get into a lot of bar fights over Dexter Jetster, and I'm okay with it. I'll get into those fights, not literally yet. I only think I got really mad over Solo once, but no physical violence was had. Brennan, but I'll always be there for Dexter, my friend.
And JMD is right. I remember how much everyone hated Ahsoka,
Oh yeah,
and now she's like one of the most favorite characters.
absolutely. A journey. Yeah, the way that the Clone Wars ended.
It's a fun journey. It's a fun journey.
It is, and that's what we got to focus on. Brennan, I appreciate you as always, my friend. I'm going to get over on your show soon enough. Just got to iron out some details on my life so I know when I can do things. But I really appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much, Ken.
All right. Hey, let me ask you this, Brennan. Final question. How far are we, you and the family, how far are you from having your next Outback Steakhouse meal?
Well, we just did last week, so
Okay.
I might give it a few weeks.
Okay. That's discipline, and I respect it. All right. Update us on the next journey there. Thank you, Brennan. Brennan Biscomar, everybody. Check him out over on his podcast page, Turners. They were not. Jared with the super chat says there are no bad Star Wars movies. Yeah, I believe that in my heart. It doesn't mean I've become exhausted of having to say, I don't think all of them are perfect, but it's just, no, I love this stuff. I don't love Marvel, so I don't need to worry about Marvel's quality from film to film. I like what I like. If I want to see it, I see it. I don't engage with it. So I also think my opinion on Marvel is a little less, valuable to the world. But I love Star Wars, and I love just crawling into whatever it is, even when things don't grab me right away. So there you go. But I saw the corner of my eye. I saw that super chat, Jared, and you know what I thought of that. Here we go. It's the DS9 thing. Here we go. Kidding. Not kidding. Kidding. All right. We also got a super chat. I wanted to get silly tonight, and this is these. Oh, I almost thought I deleted the comment. Thank you, Laserbolt, for the generous super chat. I always appreciate that, especially in these unprecedented times. Laserbolt asks, I've got wings in the oven as we speak. Man, that's sexy. Question. Finish them off with buffalo sauce or spicy barbecue? And I saw people in chat saying, why not both? But let's say you only have, for the spirit of this game, let's say that you can only choose one of these sauces. I'm going with buffalo. I do like spicy. My body doesn't always like spicy. Sometimes you don't care. You just go for it. But if I'm doing wings, I want some nice, wonderful buffalo sauce on there. It's got that buffalo tang, which I don't even want to know how they come to that. I don't know. I think that's where you go. And a honey glaze, that's good too. And for me, I got to imagine not Old Hand. Oh, I just maybe think my old buddy Old Handsome. I got to imagine Laserbolt, the other old guy around here. I got to imagine Laserbolt that you are cooking them with bones. And I'll go bone in if it's in front of me, if I didn't have a choice in the matter. But if I have a choice, I'm going boneless. There you go. So we don't talk about Star Trek 6. Okay, we can talk about it. All right, so some choices coming in. I want you all to, let's do some good old-fashioned silly engagement here. Box Office Jack says Sriracha May on those wings. Ooh, that sounds good. Sriracha's kind of hits that spot where I'm like, I'm not sure I should have it, but I like that there. Bone in or nothing. Boneless is just a chicken nugget. I don't disagree. Oh, Svetnik, I don't disagree. I would not fight you on that. I just, then nuggies it is for me. Boneless or nothing. I don't eat meat off the bone, says Addie. Yeah, it does remind me of my father as a kid, just eating every part of the chicken. Put on the bomb from the hot ones. Is that the hottest one? I tried that once. I would go once with that. Here we go. Star Trek. Yeah, we'll get to Star Trek 6. I love this. Love me a spicy mayo. Jared, Thai Pilot, plain wings with ranch and blue cheese for me. Now, I will say this. Blue cheese is good. For me, I think Josh McCouga he hates ranch. Despises ranch. Like, violently despises ranch. I should probably text him to confirm that. I think that's true. But I think, for me, ranch is one of my favorites. So I do love, if I get some wings, or nuggets, whatever you want to call them, Svetnik, I like a thing of buffalo sauce, and I like a thing of ranch, because you're going to get some celery and carrots, and I love dipping my veggies in some ranch. Giggity. There you go. Wasabi mayo, 8984M. If you and I ever break bread together, you bring some of that. Steve is also anti-ranch. McCook is a weirdo, a good weirdo, but a weirdo all the same. Jared hates spicy. I wonder how many people in the downtown Boston area hate spicy. It just tracks. I don't know why, but it tracks. We've reached the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to be a little shorter tonight, so I can get to some other work tonight out on the streets. Out on the streets for a living. But if you got any more super blathers or any general questions, I think I got one from Tully here I'm going to answer. Now's the time. We'll be here for about 10 more minutes. We'll be back Monday. We'll be back next Thursday and Saturday. I will say, I think we've reached the point where some of my schedule might be upended by work I hope to get, because no writing jobs have been coming in. I thought I did. Ooh, I thought I had one coming in. It did not. So stay tuned here, and I'll say this now. I'll say this now. Whatever happens in my immediate future, whatever happens in my long-term future, this Blathering show and this Blathering community means a ton to me. And we are not going away. So we will figure it out when the time comes. And I hope you all remain patient and stick around as I figure out some things both in the immediate and the long term. I will say this. There's some sliver of hope. I won't go too much into the details, but I did apply for like kind of a dream job that I've had, like a specific, for years I've said, if this ever opened up at this place, God, I really would want that job. And the other night, I'll just go into it a little bit here, and I'll take some of your questions here. I had a little bit of a breakdown. Again, this isn't about me. It's all of our shared journey. But Wednesday was one of those breakdown days where just like I can't take the mounting pressure of everything going on in the world and life and my own finances and everything. And you hit those moments. We all hit those moments. And it wasn't even necessarily about tears, but it was just like this is a thing that I need to overcome. And man, I wish I had not the answer, not a miracle, but I wish I had some sort of a direction that would emerge. And I'm not joking. Within a half hour, I sat down to play some Fortnite, and it was hanging out with our buddy Ken Plume. And on the job board, LinkedIn, the job like popped up. It just popped up. So there's a lot of people, I'm sure, going for it. It is a job in radio, and we'll see. But I know I could do it. I know I'd be the perfect choice for it. So I did apply for it. They don't even start the interviews or looking at the candidates till March 19th. So I've got some time that I need to figure out my immediate future. Otherwise, I'll be broadcasting this show from the inside of a car. But that's kind of where we're at. So without details, I don't know. Everything's wide open. But stay tuned here, and please continue to stay tuned. And thank you for all the kind words. So a couple questions left here. If I missed some questions here in the last few minutes, let me know. We got this. Tully Quinn, Tully Undead, says, Ken, have you heard the rumors about Paul Giamatti starring a movie about Art Bell and Coast to Coast? I think I did. I think you're kind of jogging my memory. It's pretty recent movie news, but I think I do remember reading that, and I'm immediately fascinated. I'm absolutely fascinated by Art Bell and Coast to Coast and the George Norrie version as well. I still occasionally listen. I do think, a lot of you know my thoughts on conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff and the danger of them and blah blah blah. But it's also fascinating. Those kind of worlds are fascinating. The subcultures to our major meaning, like I'm talking about, like stand-up comedy, comics are fascinating. Musicians. I'll even say this, like adult film stars. Like I was adjacent to the adult film world. This is a weird tangent, I know. About 15 years ago, my roommate at the time dated. It was a completely weird thing. Dated, like at the time, a rather famous porn star. And she was always at the house. Her friends were, they'd go to parties. There's some celebrities at these parties, I won't say. And nothing bad happened, but it was a weird subculture. And I go to dinners with some of them, and it was interesting. It was a case study of this, and I even say this for law enforcement. It's insular, like it's around it. So, yeah, all that to say, all that to say, the coast to coast stuff and the callers and the guests and everything is fascinating to me. And Paul Giamatti as Art Bell is a win. So Tully, that was a great question, because I absolutely want to find out more and find out a story there. So there you go. Got to the adult film entertainment world. It's just it's the pro wrestling world. It's fascinating stuff. The carny shit going on with wrestlers and everyone around wrestling, and it's fascinating. So there you go. Ending on that. Cam Stewart's got to head on out. I'm going to head on out here. I'll be out on the road tonight. Send good vibes to all of you. Thanks for the vibes you sent to me. We'll do it again Monday, Thursday for sure, and I believe next Saturday as well. See you, friends. Bye.